Hi everyone, welcome to Cosmic Alignment with Carlie and Zoe. So I'm Carlie, if you don't know me already, from Keeperofthemoontarot on Instagram, and I'm here today to do a little Pisces season reading because it's the first day of Pisces season. I really wanted to say the first day of March then, which obviously it isn't, it's the 19th of Feb, but Pisces season is always something I associate with the month of March. I have been channeling as well from Spirit that the month of March is going to be big for some transitions. It's edging into spring, and what we tend to do this time of year is close out a lot of cycles, really. So you might find that there's a lot of stuff coming up for you, a lot of lessons, a lot of things that are closing out, and you might start to see that these things that are reoccurring, usually they are reoccurring cycles, are starting to have resolutions. So, you might see a cycle that's come round from your past that you've dealt with before, but this time the pattern's a little different. It feels like it's closing out, there's a resolution. And this is what happens at this time of year, especially towards the end of the astrological year. We close out these cycles ready for spring, which is a time of rebirth. It's also like Aries season is the first astrological sign of the new astrological year. So technically it's like the true new year. So that's when you start to see more abundance coming in. I'm hearing relocation as well, so I'm already starting to channel for this collective. So somebody in this collective might be relocating. They might be relocating job-wise. They might be relocating housewives. Housewives? A bit of a wife swap, apparently. Housewise. And, yeah, it's all fun and games when I'm doing some channeling. So we'll see what comes up. But, yeah, this is specifically about what Pisces season will bring in for the collective. I hope you enjoy it. It's been a while since I've done anything like this that's not been on a live on Instagram, so here we go. So first and foremost, I wanted to start with the Devil card, because as I was doing that little speech, the Devil was being flashed at the bottom of the deck. The Devil card, if you don't know, links to fear. It can link to kind of intimacy as well. It can link to, it's got a negative association more often than not. In this instance, I'm going to take it as that this particular collective have got some things that they are quite fearful of over the next few months. Maybe they've got some things coming up. Again, going back to what I was channeling from Spirit with the relocation thing, you might have a new job opportunity presenting itself, and it could be sparking some nerves. I'm also getting that some of these cycles that are closing out are quite scary. Specifically, to be more specific, I'm feeling like there could be some people that are in divine kind of relationships, divine counterparts that are not with their divine counterpart, closing out karmic relationships, and it's bringing up some fear. I'm hearing insight from Spirit, so potentially these people could have found out something about the person that they're actually with who has a bit of a karmic kind of energy that's given them maybe a little bit of a nudge in leaving this situation. Let's see what else comes out for this particular channeling. This could all be happening in Pisces season. This ending there could be an ending in Pisces season. I'm hearing May though. So these things do take time. They don't happen overnight. And we've got the Fool card as well. That's two major arcana already for the start of the reading. So it is a major life transition. The Fool card is a card that's associated with a new beginning and taking a leap of faith. So this person is being guided to make the jump. They might have ummed and ahed about leaving a situation or a karmic person for some time now. And they are like, do you know what? I need to make this jump. I need to make it happen. I feel like the vibe I'm getting for Pisces season, it's more of a planning energy. So this person's planning how they're going to remove themselves. The Fool card generally is a naive kind of childlike energy, like doing things like without really knowing what it's all about, and not really planning carefully. But the vibe I get with this energy is that this person has been planning very carefully. They've maybe been biding the time. I feel like they've been waiting. They've been dragging the heels a little bit. And ultimately, what they are now being guided to do is to just go. Because they've got enough evidence, let's say, or they've got enough information on what they need to make that move. They're just refusing to. And it is basically from coming from a place of fear. We've got the Five of Swords. So this is interesting because this can often link to a discussion. And I feel like these, especially if this is a karmic relationship that I'm channeling, these people have had discussion after discussion. They might have constantly been speaking about their relationship and what if they're going to end it, how, you know, like I feel like they've had crisis talks quite frequently, and now it's like, do you know what, right, I can't keep doing these discussions, I can't keep having these discussions, but I am going to do this one last time. I'm going to have this one last discussion. I'm going to be, Spirit saying, frank and honest, and I'm just going to say, look, do you know what, no, you're not going to talk me around, you're not going to say, you're not going to make false promises. You're not going to tell me you'll change. You're just going to have to go. We're just going to have to end it now. And you know what? As I'm saying this, I've got like some postcards and stuff up on my wall, and I'm looking specifically at oranges on this postcard, which the reason why I'm saying this is because sometimes Spirit draws my attention to things. So I do feel like for some people, if you're resonating with this message and you see like an orange tree, or you hear oranges being mentioned in strange ways, like brought up in conversation randomly, or you see an advert for some kind of orange juice or orange product or anything like that, something that's come about randomly, if you see oranges, that's your sign from Spirit that this reading is for you as well. I get these random signs. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know, because I'm always saying look for a motorbike and that's your sign, or look for a green tractor was one of them, and golden dog. Like, Spirit's really specific with the signs that they give me, but the reason for doing that is so that, you know, you when you see that sign, you know you're seeing that sign, you can't question it. But yeah, we've got the Eight of Wands. This is a fast action card. So while this person has dragged their heels for a long time, they are really getting shoved now in the right direction. They are saying, Spirit is saying, no, you are not dragging your heels anymore. You are going. And I do feel like, especially for those that resonate with it as a karmic ending of a karmic relationship, they will be relieved to know that this person, who might be your divine counterpart, it might be you, you're going to move forward towards your true divine counterpart, your true twin flame, really, really suddenly. And I do even believe in the summer of this year, especially with here in May, I feel like there's going to be some karmic endings over the next months. And then we're going to be starting to see rapid fire unions happening. I think the problem is, obviously endings do take some time, but when they are of a karmic nature, they tend to have to unravel a little bit differently. They tend to have to unravel delicately. And it's interesting that I'm saying unravel, because rabble to me would be like when something's a bit chaotic, and it's like making it, and it's an interesting way that Spirit was trying to get that message across. Like, if you're unraveling something, you're making it calm and soothing it. And that's what you kind of have to do. You have to heal these things in these karmic connections. The karma has to be healed. The karma has to be balanced. And as I'm looking at this, as I'm saying this, I'm looking at a snake on a postcard now. So, you know, snakes might be a sign as well, but snakes also are quite symbolic in very many ways. Symbolic in a sense of, you know, you consider somebody who's a negative influence or crafty to be a snake. And I feel like that's the message about these karmics. A lot of them are, they've been snaking the person that they're with, your divine counterpart or you. They've been snaking you behind your back. Like, they are snaky, they're crafty, they're shifty, they might have got some tricks up the sleeve, and that's potentially why these people have to do it in a calm mentality and to heal that karma. But we also have, which is interesting, because if you think about the way that karma's said as well, it's karma, so it needs to be calmer. It needs to be calmed down, basically. But snakes are also very impactful in the sense that they represent Kundalini energy. So you might find as well, for some people, while this is going on, if this is your counterpart I'm referring to, while this is going on, you might find that you're having some activations, Kundalini activations, going through a deeper awakening. It's almost like one counterpart's going to have to go through the karmic stuff, and the other one's going to have to elevate and ascend in some way. Right, what else have we got? So we've got the 9th house. This is faith. The 9th house, to me, right now, what I'm looking at more than anything with this card is I'm looking at the fact that we've got palmistry referenced and we've got a Ouija board here. I do feel like this is referencing what I was just saying about ascending, because, you know, this is tapping in more to your intuitive senses, it's tapping in more to spiritual gifts, it's tapping in more to psychic abilities and connection to source. And I'm looking specifically at the number 33, like it's pretty significant. 33 is a big number, like 33, it's very powerful, it's a master number, it's the age of Jesus Christ, I believe, when he was like crucified. It's funny actually, because I'm going to be 33 this September, which is the 9th month, so it's really interesting that that's come up, because that's obviously significant to me. And I do feel like if you resonate with any of this reading and these messages, you might find yourself accelerating and getting it. And I'm hearing healing gifts as well, so you might start unlocking some healing gifts. You might start unlocking, you might even go down the path of kind of getting into Reiki healing as well, or some kind of energy healing. And we've got North Node, life's purpose. I love that. I didn't even look at that card when I was saying all that. And to see that North Node, life's purpose, when I'm channeling what I'm saying, is just extra confirmation of what's just come through, the message that's just come through. You know, life's purpose, you are going to get into your purpose this year, I do think. And also, to go back to the snake symbol, we're in the year of the snake, and it's a 9 year, so very significant, like a lot of messages coming through. It's a big year for us. It's a big year for us as a collective. It's a big year for us as mission workers, as light workers, as souls ascending. Like, we are going to be making a lot of changes this year, and I think especially for those that have been on the twin flame journey for a long time and resonate with maybe being a wave 1 or a wave 2, you might find that this is the year that you do see union happen. As much as it might seem out of reach right now, I feel like this is the year that we are going to see things really, really transform. Right, let's see if there's anything else to add to this reading. Is there anything else to add to this reading? We've got ruins. This to me is just telling me that the karmic situation is shambolic. And then we've got Scorpio as well, you know. This could be the energy. It could also be linked to, Scorpio's linked to transformation. So it could be kind of indicating that there's going to be a transformation kind of occurring within this connection. I just feel more than anything, I've got this very strong sense that this reading is more specifically about a karmic situation, and this karmic situation might involve an intertwinement in ways that could be marriage, children, houses, and also this person potentially has got been maybe blackmailing or been a bit snaky with the divine counterpart, just to get them to stay in the life a little bit longer. This is what karmics do. And you know, I am by no means slagging off karmics, because they are people within their own right. They might be a karmic to your twin flame or to you, but they are not a karmic to their twin flame. And that's something we always have to remember. But in this situation, they've been quite toxic because it's the wrong relationship. It's not right for them. And I'm hearing numbers. Like, that could be a more specific kind of meaning for somebody. I feel like what that means is this person's keeping score, but also this person's like racking up some kind of numbers. Like, it could be a marriage, and it could be potentially somebody saying like, look, I've been doing the numbers and I've figured out that I can kind of take you for a lot of money. Like, there's something that's a bit toxic, a bit of a toxic behaviour pattern going on here that's not very, very, it's making the divine counterpart need to move smart. They have to make smart moves. They can't risk things, because this person's trying to financially ruin them in some way. And I do feel like as well, with the relocation thing I was challenging at the beginning of this reading, that potentially has come through, because this is going to be a bit of a bad breakup, I do think. I think while it's going to have to be healed in some way, and there is going to have to be some balance restored and some karma, I do think it's going to be an unpleasant ending. And potentially when they do go separate ways, there is going to have to be some kind of relocation that is, they're not going to have to be, they're going to have to move away from each other, basically. They can't be seen together or be around each other. It might be that they live in that these two people live in a small town, and they're going to have to get away from each other. They're going to have to probably diverge the friendship circle, split the friendship group up. Like, there's going to be a big break. It's going to take a lot of figuring out new ways of life, I do think, for both of them. They could have been together a long time, and that could be what stopped them from moving away before now. But ultimately, I feel like neither of these parties are happy in this situation. It's just that the karmic influence seems to want to hold on more than the divine counterpart. And we've got autocracy as well, which is obviously, you know, nobility. I feel like this could be telling you about the karmic in particular. This particular karmic might be a bit like, kind of act like they are better than everyone else. They could potentially feel like they have more rights, like have a bit of ownership. They could come from a family where there's money involved, and there's some kind of worry that could ruin the divine counterpart as well. I do feel like this karmic has a very toxic influence, and they are really, really getting really heavy and heated on the divine counterpart and trying to keep them basically in their control, which is all it's doing and all it's serving is making them both miserable. Because the impression I get as well is that this counterpart, the divine counterpart, does actually have teeth and does bite back, and I think that they are kind of at each other's throats a lot. We've also got Libra as well, so again, I feel like this is balancing the scales, and I feel like the fact that I've pulled this card when I'm saying what I'm saying about how this divine counterpart bites back at their karmic, it's because they need to balance something, because this karmic's very, very toxic, and it's got this person in an energy that they don't like being in. And I think ultimately they are saying, like, do you know what, like, this person has made me nasty. They have made me act in ways I don't want to act. They have made me hurt people when I don't want to hurt people, and I'm not happy with this, because that's not me, that's not who I am. And it's been a big healing journey for the divine counterpart, and I feel like with the karmic, they have been almost guided to act this way, to put so much pressure on the divine counterpart to leave this person. And when they do leave, when this divine counterpart does leave, the karmic will finally be able to heal and come back to who they are as well. Because I don't believe that they are toxic through and through. I feel like it's just the relationship's not right. We've got optimism. We have got sanctuary, and we have got, let's take one more card here, leveling up. So this to me is showing me that the kind of thing that your divine counterpart, or you, if this resonates as your situation, what they need is, they need a sanctuary. They need to get into that relationship with the right person who's going to help them level up, who's optimistic, and they are optimistic for it, and they know that it's you, and they know that they're going to be with a twin flame. It's just that this situation has been so sticky that it has really ground everyone who's been a part of it down, and now they are kind of needing a bit of TLC, needing a bit of healing. But I do feel like when they end this relationship, this is what they'll achieve within themselves too. So they might get that with you if it resonates as your divine counterpart, or you might get that with your divine counterpart if this resonates as your situation. But ultimately, I feel like this divine counterpart will feel that within themselves as soon as they get away from this situation. I feel like they're not going to miss this person, full stop. They're not going to miss them. They're not going to miss the lifestyle. They're not going to miss any part of it. And the karma will have served its purpose. And then both parties can go their separate ways and get on with their healing. So to finish up the reading, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull a few message cards from counterparts that are coming through in this reading from my message deck. My message deck is actually available to pre-order, so do ask me about that if you find that these messages are resonating and you like the look of this deck. So let's see if we can get a few messages. Right, okay. Oh, so we've got I cannot pretend any longer, which is very interesting, very resonant with this reading. You light me up. Stay focused on your goals. I want to hold you in my arms. I love you just the way you are. And let's take 2 more. Sometimes the intensity of the connection is too much and I'm about to take action. I love that. That is definitely resonating with this reading. Like, it does feel like this person is about to take action. They can't pretend any longer with this karmic. They want to move into what's aligned to them. And in the meantime, you know, their twin flame is being asked and guided to deal with, you know, their own stuff, their own lives, focus on their own lives, and just live the life, live the purpose, and enjoy life. That's all I've got for your reading. I do hope you've all enjoyed it, guys, and see you next time.